only me, Claire Baker, former Clutterholic, founder of clutterclearing.net, bringing you my weekly vlog about my own clutter clearing journey that I'm on, my weight loss clutter clearing journey. I am in the garden again today. Spring is definitely giving it a really good go at the moment. We seem to be going between spring days and then really cold days. Allegedly, we're supposed to be getting snow again at the weekend. Believe it when I see it. I tend to find the best weather forecast is when you open the window and look outside. But we're making the most of it. I think Stanley is having a good old look over in the neighbour's garden. I think probably Dora and Gatsby are over there playing, so he's probably thinking about, shall I go and play? Go play, Stanley, while you can. We definitely have spring in the air. We have about 200 frogs at the moment in the pond. We will probably have more. I always feel like a proud mother when I see the frogs in there, although they're very dodgy, our frogs. There are threesomes and foursomes going on in there. Very strange. But coming down the gardens to work this morning, I saw the first clump of frog spawn. So exciting. There may be other clumps that came earlier, but first clump of frog spawn has appeared overnight. Quite early? No, actually probably quite late. My father's birthday is on the 20th of March, and I always use that as we will have frog spawn by the 20th of March. So they're about a week ahead of that. But last year, I'm fairly sure we got some frog spawn at the end of February, so they're late compared to previous years, but who cares? We have frog spawn, we're going to have baby tadpoles, baby frogs, and it's all very exciting. So, how has your week been? My week was okay. I thought I'd done well. Got on the scales on Saturday, which is my new weigh-in day, and my weight had actually gone up, which did make me dip a bit. And I've put it on my chart as to what's going on, and quite depressed, really, if I'm honest, because since the beginning of this year, my graph has gone up, and it shouldn't be going up, it should be going down. And on the one hand, I think be kind to yourself, Claire. You know, you had a tough January, you had flu in February, it's taking me a while to get back on track and into the routine. Only been going back to the gym for a week, into that routine, took a while to get back into keto. But at the same time, we can't ignore a blip. This curve is definitely going in the wrong direction. So I need to do something, not drastic, but I need to basically take a long, hard look at myself. If I'm honest, you know, a blip is fine, but this is turning into a trend. We don't want a trend. We don't want to be going back up again. There's a part of me that says, well, you know, last week it was like getting back into the fitness routine. Really feel like we're starting, my husband and I both feel like we're starting at the beginning again with the fitness. But enjoy it, obviously. Not doing the swimming. My plan is that March is going back to the gym 3 times a week. April, I introduce my swimming again on a Tuesday and a Thursday, go in the morning. And then May is when I plan to start cycling to the gym. Just get that extra bit of exercise going there and coming back. Again, build it up slowly. So I'm trying to sort of be kind and say, okay, well, I might be, because I'm at the beginning of getting back into the gym, it might be that I'm turning fat into muscle, which is heavier. But again, the tough me says that doesn't account for that much of a weight blip, or rather that much of a struggle to lose the weight that I put on in December, January and February. So the graph is really useful. It is a reality check. The numbers do help. Yeah, I need to get back down to that 200 line. Definitely need to get back down to that 200 line. Thinking about the things as well, my success factors. because I'm going back to basics. That's what we do, isn't it? When we feel things aren't going quite right. So feedback and learning. Feedback is that the weight has gone up, and it's a challenge to get it moving down again. The learning, I think I'm still trying to figure out what the learning is. I think probably the learning is that actually, no, I think I touched on it last week, that being in keto, staying away for the carbs and the sugar. Now, that probably, I'm having my learning while I'm recording this. That probably wasn't helped this weekend. I weighed myself on Saturday morning because that's my new weigh-in day. That's just better. Mindful that this Saturday I need to be careful with my numbers between now and this Saturday, so that this Saturday weigh-in isn't worse, because had a high carb and sugar weekend, so came off keto. Why? Well, Saturday my husband and I had a hot date. We went to a place called Milton Keynes and picked out some garden furniture to go down on the patio. Put that on the list of things that we'd like to buy this year. And we went to see a film. We went to see The Darkest Hour, the one that won the Oscar, with Gary Oldman. Oh, fantastic. My husband loves the war period as well, so that was good. Excellent movie. Thoroughly recommend it if you get a chance to see it. And we did have, so what did we have? We had a cup of tea and a piece of carrot cake in John Lewis's department store before, and then we had we went to like a noodle place called Wagamama's. Love Wagamama's. Remember going to the first one that they had in Selfridges on Oxford Street, and of course that is quite heavy on the carbs. Saw Freddie Flintoff, the cricketer, he was eating there. So it was. I did look at the menu, and there wasn't anything that didn't have carbs, didn't have sugar. So so had that. And then Sunday was Mother's Day, so went down and took out Mad Mother-in-law June for lunch. Now she chose where she wanted to go because she wanted to go to a restaurant near her, and it was an Italian. And whereas I'd looked at the menu online beforehand and gone, right, great, I can have a steak, that'll be fine, they weren't doing the regular menu. They were doing a Mother's Day menu, and it was all pasta, rice, or pizza. So I struggled, if I'm honest with that. I had a risotto in the end, which is rice, thinking, there's nothing here I can really eat. So that was a challenge. Still feeling the effects of that, actually. Still feeling the effects of eating carbs and sugar 2 days in a row at the weekend. And don't feel the need to eat at all. So again, I need to start listening to my body again. Don't need to eat, so why eat? Not going to eat. So yeah, feedback and learning. Getting off keto, having got back into it last week, is frustrating. But I will be back in keto again by the weekend at the latest. Second success factor, time and patience. It's a tough one. 2 years now I've been eating like this, properly eating this way since May 2016, when we got back from holiday. Again, it's a journey, just like clearing our physical clutter in our home. It is a journey. We have to learn, we have to create those habits, and that all takes time. So it's okay. I'm accountable to you, because I'm back at properly recording my videos again. Number 3, doing the doing. Going to the gym, which is good. My comfort zone, like I mentioned last week. I am making sure that the foods in the house are suitable foods. So again, getting back into eating the right foods, and then I'll worry more, I think, about the numbers next week. Just to make sure that but doing the doing is important at this stage. The method, I know it works, and I know I feel better when I'm properly in keto, so I'm not questioning the method at all. Fifth success factor, support and motivation. Yeah, that graph does affect my motivation a bit. I said last week, I know that being on keto is where I'm supposed to be. I do wonder whether I struggle with the fact that I have not been a lower weight than this. I haven't been slimmer than this for 15 years. That's quite a long time. So I can't really remember. So I feel like I almost need to do a little bit of work refocusing and remotivating. Support of my husband most of the time. And the counselling, which I have every other week now. So yeah, I do get that support. And the TRE as well. It was interesting actually, the TRE last week, because I didn't feel like my body reacted as deeply, and that wasn't a conscious thing. I'm curious as to why I didn't have as deep. I was still tremoring, which is good because it means that I'm dealing with stress, but I half wonder whether there's something, bit of a block, which is contributing to this moment. I thought I was past it. Thought I got past it. Maybe not. See. Planning and routine. My husband and I, we were going to the gym at the beginning of January in the morning, getting there for 6 o'clock. Then we realised that actually that doesn't help him because he doesn't have breakfast before he goes. So we've gone back to going in the evening, and we're actually going slightly earlier in the evening because my husband comes back from work. And he gets home about 5:45, and because he has the issue that if he sits down he won't go back out again, he basically does a drive-by and picks me up. So we're getting to the gym earlier, which does mean that there are more people there, and it does mean that last night, for example, he wasn't able to get onto the Stairmaster to do his Stairmaster set, and I had to do my exercises in a different order because, for example, the mats were being used and the bar was being used. So again, we're just having to get used to that, but it's still definitely better that we are planning to go straight off before he walks through the front door, because otherwise it's much more likely that we won't end up going. Routine, happy to be back into the routine. I'm going to have to find a way to deal with these weekends, these events that do come up, like Mother's Day. But then, hey, maybe it's better that I had 2 days off the wagon in a row rather than having Sunday mothering Sunday and then a day next weekend, rather than having a day off every week. I don't want that. So I suppose in a way better to have a double hit 2 days in a row and then get back on track. Yeah, I thought I'd planned for that, if I'm honest. I thought I'd planned by looking at the menu for the restaurant we were going to. Didn't expect them to have a set menu for Mother's Day. And the 7th success factor, gratitude, successes and perspective. I'm grateful I'm not poorly still. I'm glad I've got over that. And even though I've gone back up again on my graph, it is still obviously way down on where I was. But I don't want that to affect my commitment to continuing to go down, if that makes sense. I think I mentioned quite a while ago about, my new norm. Where I was is so long ago and feels so far away, and it doesn't feel like me, that actually, I need to see it as starting again from a new starting point. Yeah. So a funny week, I think. There's some exciting stuff going on with clutter clearing as well, which is occupying my mind. A shift in the journey. You may know that there's a 90-day journey with clutter clearing now that you can take. Now, partly, I suppose, because of this moment of reflection with my own weight loss journey, I've been reflecting on the clutter clearing journey, because you're not going to clear all your clutter in 90 days. You are going to get to a point where you are starting to create the new habits. Everybody's journey will take a different amount of time. Just like with my weight loss journey, I never imagined that I'd still be on this journey, 2 years later. And I have been struggling in my mind with how can I convey this to people, and how can I make sure that the people that I work with are the people who understand this. So based on partly based on my experiences and the feedback and learning that I've had, and also on the fact that those people who are on the 2018 Success Club journey, I'm tweaking the way that I help people. So obviously the foundation's still the same, the principle's still the same, the method's still the same, but we've got some exciting changes coming, which fundamentally help with motivation and patience, not allowing ourselves to get into a panic of I'm on day 80 of my clutter clearing journey and I still got 4 rooms left to clear. So again, there's quite a period of change, which is of course part of life. Let me know how you've been getting on. I always like to know that I'm not alone with my challenges and my struggles. What's your graph looking like at the moment? And I will, I will record the next weekly vlog next week. Have a good week. In the meantime, enjoy the weather wherever you are while you can. If you've got British weather, if you're somewhere nice and sunny, I don't want to know. I wish I was there. But spring is definitely giving it a go. All right, I shall speak to you same time, same place next week. Take care. Bye.